How much does it actually cost to become a helicopter pilot? A lot of students don't know the hidden costs. And most answers you find online are vague. They throw out a wide range and leave you more confused than when you started. Hi, I'm Jessica, the helicopter instructor at Pilot Institute, the online ground school that makes aviation easy. As a CFII, I've been through the process as a civilian-trained pilot, and I know what's involved. In this video, we will cover every certificate and rating. This includes private, instrument, commercial, CFI, and ATP. We will share actual numbers from real schools and the hidden costs that no one talks about. So let's get to it. The first step is your private pilot certificate. This is what lets you legally fly a helicopter on your own without an instructor sitting next to you. Now, the FAA minimum flight hours for a private pilot helicopter certificate is 40. And if you search around, you will find some schools quoting programs starting around $15,000 to $16,000. Those are real numbers, but be aware that they are based on hitting the FAA minimum perfectly. But that likely won't be the case. The FAA itself says the average student finishes closer to 75 hours, which is nearly double. Industry data from trusted flight schools show that the average cost for a private is about $28,000. This covers aircraft, instruction, ground time, exams, and more. A realistic planning range falls around $24,000 to $30,000. Remember, it's best to budget for the average, not the best-case scenario. After getting your private certificate, many pilots pursue the instrument rating. This rating teaches you how to fly in low visibility or in the clouds using cockpit instruments instead of visual references outside. For this rating, the FAA requires 50 hours of pilot and command cross-country time, with at least 10 in helicopters, plus 40 hours of actual or simulated instrument time. We see published cost from established schools ranging from $17,000 to $18,000. Most industry roundups put the broader range at $18,000 to $22,000. A realistic budget range is $17,000 to $22,000. This rating is one of the more predictable costs on this path, because the hour requirements are specific and schools have pretty consistent pricing. And if you're thinking about becoming a helicopter pilot, check out our Helicopter Pilot Made Easy course. It is taught with real classroom instruction, complete with graphics and animations, all from the comfort of your home. And we back it up with a guarantee that you'll pass the test. The link is in the description, so check it out when you have a chance. All right, let's keep going. Is your goal to fly for fun, or do you eventually want to get paid to fly? If you want to work and get paid flying helicopters, you need your commercial helicopter certificate. The FAA requires 150 total flight hours for your commercial rotorcraft helicopter certificate. This includes all hours from your private and instrument training so far, and not 150 additional hours, thankfully. The cost of a commercial certificate ranges from $25,000 to $35,000, depending on the school and aircraft. Most schools average around $26,000 to $28,000 for this certificate. So a realistic budget range for this step is $25,000 to $35,000. Remember, at the higher end of that range, you will find newer aircraft, pricier markets, or students who need more flight hours than the FAA minimum, which is very common. Now, here's where things start to get interesting. The Helicopter Certified Flight Instructor, or CFIH, is more than just a next step. For many helicopter pilots, it is how they gain valuable experience and log the flight time needed for future jobs. As a flight instructor, you are getting paid to fly. That makes the CFIH the most practical way to build hours without draining your savings. Even if you feel strongly that being a flight instructor as a job is not for you, many commercial employers look for a CFI rating anyway, because they know the experience you will gain during the pursuit of the rating and during any flight instruction you provide make you a more competent pilot overall. Some pilots find hour building work through aerial tours, pipeline patrol, power line inspection, or agricultural operations with just their commercial certificate. Those paths do exist, but they depend on location and timing. The CFI helicopter is the option most pilots can count on from day one. This rating typically costs between $12,000 and $15,000, with most schools reporting averages around $13,000 to $14,000. If you are serious about a professional helicopter career, this is one of the strongest investments that you can make. It allows you to build hours, gain experience, and get paid while doing it. If you already have your instrument rating, you can also complete your CFI instrument or CFII rating. This is also recommended because it will make you a more marketable flight instructor and further increase your competency. All right, so we've gone over a lot of different numbers, but let's take a moment to check our progress. Here's what the cost looks like when you add it all up. The private pilot certificate runs roughly $24,000 to $30,000. Instrument rating adds another $17,000 to $22,000, and a commercial certificate comes in at $25,000 to $35,000. The helicopter CFI rating ranges from $12,000 to $15,000, and a double I will add another $5,000 to $8,000 to that. Add those together, and most students are looking at a total of roughly $80,000 to $100,000 from zero to CFII. Some estimates you will find online range from $65,000 to $70,000 for the same path. The difference comes down to how often you train, the aircraft type, region, and how aggressively a school estimates average hours. The $80,000 to $100,000 range is a reliable, honest middle ground to plan around. So finally comes the Airline Transport Pilot Certificate, or the ATP. This is the highest level of certification a helicopter pilot can earn. Just like the other certificates, there's an ATP knowledge test. To prepare for that, you can complete an ATP certification training program, but it is not required for helicopters. If you are established in a flying job and plan to stay there for a while, it's possible your employer will pay for or contribute to the costs of obtaining your ATP. The FAA requires 1,200 total flight hours to qualify for the helicopter ATP. Most pilots reach that number by instructing or building hours professionally while getting paid to fly. It's a notable achievement and might gain you a pay bump, but it's generally not required in order to continue being employed as a professional pilot. Now, if you are ready to start flight training, check out our Helicopter Pilot Made Easy course. It is designed to get you to the practical and written exams, confident, prepared, and ready to pass on the first try. You will learn from real instruction, real graphics, and a format that actually makes sense. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.